So I was saying this before we started, but for all you kind people, wherever you're listening to this, you'll notice that the last couple of solicits have been like this weird half and half schedule where the last solicits were like the back half of December and the first half of January, and the ones before that were the back half of November, the first half of December. And we thought maybe this is just a new normal. That doesn't seem to be the case. Maybe we'll find so much we'll look through, but from my quick skim beforehand, it does not look like there's any February solicits in here, but it does look like they repeat all of the first half of the month solicits at the end of the batch. So this may end up only really being a half amount of solicits compared to normal, but just bear that in mind, and we'll dig through, and hopefully don't repeat too many things. But I think it's a pretty clear break as to when it gets to the old stuff again. So we will start off with Batman One Dark Knight issue 2. This is the Jock Black Label book. Very pumped for that, for obvious beautiful art reasons. And I'm sure Matt's delighted there's another Batman ongoing book starting in January.
But, I would be grumpy, right? I started this by saying I'm kind of... And then you look at the creative team and how can I be...
Well, that's the thing. That's the thing. You see, not only is it an exciting name, it's an exciting name who has done a couple of like little things for DC, but has mostly been associated with Marvel for a long time.
Yeah.
But Chip Zdarsky is doing this new Batman book. It's called Batman the Night. This is issue. I was looking for the one of six or whatever,
right.
and I couldn't find it. And I'm like, is this just an ongoing? Is it just an ongoing book? It doesn't say one shot, so.
Right, DC's not Marvel. They're usually pretty clear about that. If it's going to be a mini,
and if you read the actual solicit text at the very end, it says, so blah 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 in this definitive new series. So it's definitely a series. It's definitely more than one issue. So if they forgot to put in their mini text, then that's fair enough. But it's definitely more than one issue.
My only problem though is it seems like it's another Bat origin, and I'm kind of hit my limit with those. But this is Zdarsky, and did you say who the artist is?
I did not yet. It's Carmine D. Giandomenico, and I think what this cover makes me think of is it makes me think of Zdarsky's Daredevil, which from what I have read is fantastic. So it's hard not to be a little excited about him doing a Batman in the same vein.
I'll probably pick it up and be grumpy that there's more Bat books, but hey, if it's gonna be a good Bat book, then I'll eat my words. Like I can't be grumpy. It's like Detective. I can't complain about how much I'm enjoying Tamaki on Detective. For someone that talks so much shit about Batman, why do I have so much of it? That's because Batman ends up getting really good creators, and I have to like Chip Zdarsky and Carmine J. Domenico, and I have to. So the next solicit with Josh Williamson, who every time I say I'm going to stop getting Batman, they're like, "Oh, are you?" James Tynan's writing Batman now.
This is the weird bias. Well, bias isn't the right word, but the weird. No. Because Batman is successful, DC likes to put good creatives on it. So good creatives make you want to keep reading it, even if you're not as invested in the character. So,
and I mean, when I had enough Tomasi on Detective, I stopped. Right, like it was fine. I did not miss that book. Once Tamaki is done on Detective, I'm gonna miss her there. So, but she'll be done. I'll have the Batman the Night, maybe I'll like the Detective Comics person.
Yeah, whoever replaces Tamaki might end up being amazing too. There's just no way I'm knowing.
Yeah.
So yes, I think Batman 119 might actually be, if it's not an old solicit, that this is the cover we saw ages ago when they first announced Williamson has taken the book over with his new villain Abyss. So very cool. Excited to see where that goes. Detective Comics 1049 and 1050. We already knew about this happening, but this is just more of the 10-part weekly event that's happening from Tamaki. Which may very well be the end of her detective run, which is cool and neat. It's worth mentioning that 1050 has been treated as a little bit of an anniversary issue, hitting the 50 mark. It's not like massively supersized, but it's a 48-page issue instead of the normal size. So,
which I'm okay with that because that is a milestone. You kind of want that to stick out. The 50s.
It's it's an extra $1 versus the usual price versus it being $8 or $10, so it's a bit easier to swallow. Plus that cover's very pretty, as a lot of these are. The variant's quite nice too, so very very neat. Batman Catwoman Special Issue 1. This has been pushed around quite a bit, but this is the one that has the John Paul Leon art in it. Obviously not all of it. And this is actually much bigger than I was expecting as well. This is an 80-page one-shot.
I also feel like this is going to act as a tribute to John Paul Leon.
I can see that.
So, and that's cool. Like, just make it the $10 book, and
it's a Jean Paul Leon cover, and it wouldn't surprise me if this was half the size originally, but because they've turned it into something of a tribute issue, that it's maybe increased in what it actually is doing.
Yeah, because I know Garrett was talking about that on Twitter this week, about trying to honor that legacy of John Paul in this book. So that's pretty cool. Yeah, I like seeing them do this type of stuff.
Yeah, nice Lee Weeks variant in there as well. So does mean that last week in January is going to be very busy, but I'll be damned if I'm not reading this. So very, very cool. Very, very cool. Art by Tommy Lee Edwards, Bernard Chang, and Mitch Gerrards. It says others as well, but those are the ones that are listed. So cool. It also says others listed for writing as well, which makes me think again that it's going to be like Tom King will do the main story, and then there'll be like tribute stories by others.
Yeah.
So that's cool. Catwoman 39 is coming out, and this is notable because it's the start of the next run. It's Tini Howard who's taking over. Nico Leon on art, and I don't want to count Tini Howard out, but I mean I'll give it a chance, but I'm not feeling optimistic.
I do this every time, so if it ends up being good, it's what's cool about digital comics is you can always find it if you want to go back.
It's got a very nice cover, which is definitely it's the current costume, but it's also very clearly Batman Returns inspired in its aesthetic, I would say. So that's Catwoman 39. Dark Knights of Steel issue 3, that's Tom Taylor's Swords and Sorcery alternate universe book, so that's coming out. Cool enough. We knew about this coming, but this is Justice League versus the Legion of Superheroes issue 1. The question I have though is Matt going to read this, given that this is a Bendis thing through and through?
I mean, it is hinting at the Great Darkness, and being the continuity nerd that I am, I'm probably gonna end up reading this. So we'll see though. But it's got Kotluski too. I like him a lot.
Well, that's a 6-issue mini that Matt is probably going to force himself through. We have a random thing here. We get a Superman and Robin special issue 1, which is Peter J. Tomasi and Victor Bogdanovich teaming up for this. And this is it's actually the Super Sons rather, but it's just that it's now now John Superman, that it's Superman and Robin. So
I like that. I also like that pairing because it throws back to the Dick Grayson, Clark Kent vibe. So
yeah, no, it's I can't deny it. It's one of these things where some of the attempts to bring Super Sons back has sort of left me a little bit like, this is nice that it exists, but I've not felt as compelled to read all of those. I'm definitely down low to see what this pairing's like now with the change in status quo and where Damien is, where John is now. It should be a fun little check-in, if nothing else. Although it isn't that same day that 80-page Batcat special's out, but we will see. Also on that same day, out of nowhere, is Peacemaker. I was going to say Peacemaker, Disturbing the Peace issue 1. This is a one-shot by Garth Ennis writing and Gary Brown on art. So, if you're interested in some more Peacemaker,
I'm not a fan of Garth Ennis from what I've read. So, seems like a miss for me.
I wonder if this is going to. If this implies that Peacemaker show that we know is coming to HBO Max, I wonder if this implies that it's going to be starting around late January, early February.
Maybe, because it says ahead of the upcoming show. So and this comes out the 25th.
Okay, that's still on trades here. Oh, there we go. Action Comics 1039. Not much to say really, other than nice cover.
Saga Part 3.
Yeah. So. Very cool. Aquaman The Becoming issue 5, so that's still coming out. As is Aquaman Green Arrow Deep Target. This is issue 4 of that coming out.
The more I read about this book, the more I don't want to read it. It makes me so sad.
Why? What does it say?
They have to go plot someone's or thwart Scorpio's plot to rewrite time to their own agenda. And I was just like, yeah, because I think of Aquaman and Green Arrow as resetting time. Those are the heroes I expect, and and that might be great. I don't know, but each one that comes out of this, I go, oh yeah, Aquaman and Green Arrow, that's a cool team up. Oh wait, they're preserving the time stream. Okay.
Oh well. Here's one I hope I like. I'm a bit skeptical, but Batgirl's issue 2. So that's going. I do really hope I like that. But neat. The main cover's quite nice though. I will say that again. Batman vs Bigsby, A Wolf in Gotham issue 5. So that crossover mini still going. Blue and Gold issue 6. That's still going. That's 6 of 8 for the record. It's an 8 issue mini rather than 6 issues because you thought that was the end. DC vs. Vampires issue 4, that's still going. That's 4 of 12, to keep that in mind. I'm looking forward to that, because I mean, the team mainly, but it sounds like a wacky good time. Deathstroke Inc. issue 5, that's still continuing along as well. Green Lantern issue 10. Again, all of these are very just like next issues of books, not much to add, really. I do quite like that second cover on that Green Lantern issue, though. The one with Joe and Kelly.
That's a good one.
Yellow lanterns around.
Sinestro.
Yeah. And then we got Hardware season 1 issue 6, Harley Quinn issue 11, Human Target issue 4, more of the Tom King series.
Yeah, that's a good cover. That is very Saul Bass-esque.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and then the second cover as well is a lot more pulpy and comic booky as well.
Oh yeah, that's very Silver Agey.
Yeah, very Silver Agey.
With the bonk and all that stuff.
Then we got Justice League 72, which I'm sure Matt will still be punishing himself with.
Yeah, because I was like, I'm done. Oh, there's no Justice League Dark, but look who's on art.
Oh,
Lupacino.
Little bit of Lupacino.
And do you see who the story revolves around? It's the Royal Flush Gang.
Matt's going to walk into his comic book shop and say, I will have one Venti Lupacino, please.
Yes. Give me a Trenta. That's one more size up.
Justice League Incarnate issue 3. This is the spin out of the what do we call it?
The
Infinite Frontier.
There you go.
That's the words I was looking for. With more Williamson continuing those adventures, so that's neat. Looney Tunes 264, Man Magazine 24. Nightwing issue 88 with a wonderful cover with Nightwing and Babs embracing. That said, though, the big news with this issue, though, is that there was a lot of buzz this week that Dick is finally getting the stripes going all the way down his arms and into his fingers. Love it.
So, someone got a lesson on Twitter on maybe don't talk crap to Tom Taylor unless you're ready to deal with the fallout.
Oh, dear.
Yeah, someone basically tried to... what they wanted to say was superfluous, but what they ended up saying was, like, irrational or something. Not what they had meant to say, and Tom Taylor had to get onto Twitter and be like, hey guys, this is just someone stating their opinion. You can lay off of him. Like, it's fine. I shared this to have a little joke, just a little funny, and but sometimes I feel like the internet needs that every once in a while. Like, if you're gonna put something out there at somebody with a sizable reach, be prepared to deal with the fallout. And this person did very much, and it was good for Taylor to swoop in and be like, guys, play nice. We're all here to have a good time. But yeah, I mean, it's just it's a stylistic thing, right? Like, there's no purpose for those on there, but it looks cool as shit. So
I think for me I've always felt ever since they took them away, or even I think the first time I ever saw the blue Nightwing suit without. Well, not including the old versions of the suit, before he became, 96 era Nightwing. Right. Was maybe like the animated series where it was just the logo, and it didn't even go to his shoulders, and it just kind of looked really weird and just far too plain.
It was like a t-shirt version of it.
Yeah. Whereas I feel like the stripes going down so that these middle two fingers are also got the blue. It just makes it feel like more of a complete design, I think.
Yeah.
But
no, it does. Well, and to me, it goes into his circus past too, because it feels more like an acrobatic costume. Because you're drawing attention to the hands,
for
away
sure,
from the feet and whatnot. So it logically it made sense. That's what he said. It was illogical.
There you go.
Some people
You know what? I kind of dig as well at the inside of the glove. The grip is blue as well. It's a bit of separation, just a little bit of you know. So I'm all for the full Nightwing stripes. So then we got Nubia in the Amazons issue 4. That's still going. Stephanie Phillips and Vita Alea. One Star Squadron. That's the Mark Russell book, which I forgot existed. Every time there's a weird miniseries like this and it's not started yet, I always forget about it when we get to issue 2 and 3 in the Solicits because it's not out yet.
Right.
Robin issue 10 with Joshua Williamson. Williamson's name's on a lot of books. The Solicits. So that's still going. Very interesting cover, that one as well. Very nice. Robin's issue 3. This is the Tim Seeley miniseries. And what's interesting about this is less about this issue, but they revealed that there's like sexy variants for each issue, and they showed like 4 of them. And what was funny to me is that Steph ended up in the one who was the most like clothed. Yeah, like all the other ones, I guess because they're guys, they can get away with more. But like Dick's just sitting in his boxer shorts, and that's it.
Yeah, it is a hilarious commentary on what comic pinups used to be, right? And now they're these like basically beefcake posters, and it cracks me up because it makes a segment of the comic reading population very uncomfortable, and they complain about it, and it kind of cracks me up. So
it's amusing. Suicide Squad issue 11, that's still trucking on, as is Suicide Squad King Shark with issue 5, Superman 78 issue 6, Superman Son of Kal-El issue 7, which I suppose actually just some big news this week that can slot in here with the discussion of this book, which is John is bisexual, and that was revealed this week. Taylor revealed it on Coming Out Day. I don't know if it's National Coming Out Day or Worldwide Coming Out Day, but either way, cool. Honestly, like now that they've said it, and I think back to what we've had of him and this other character in the book, I'm like, I can kind of see it going there now.
Anybody that's surprised by this hasn't been reading the book.
So very, very neat. And I did see a funny tweet that said that John should hook up with Tim now that they're both bisexual, and Connor Kent can just weep in a corner somewhere.
It's my little brother, my best friend.
As the forgotten Superboy who isn't loved anymore.
I still love him. Connor. Not you, Connor.
Connor Kent. Yeah, not Connor on this show.
No, real Connor. We'll call Connor Kent the real Connor. I still love him. He's not anything. I mean, kind of in Suicide Squad, kind of not, from what I understand. So
kinda.
Who the hell knows?
So then, Task Force Z issue 4. Well, I'm fairly looking forward to that at this point. Teen Titans Academy issue 11. The Flash 778. Wonder Girl issue 8. What's shocking to me about Wonder Girl issue 8 is that we've only had 3 issues of that so far, so somehow we're getting 5 issues in the next 3 months, and they were delayed not because of the creative team, they were delayed because of distribution issues, so it's entirely possible that this will all happen.
And cool, and it seems like Joel Jones is on all of them still.
And that main cover, or actually that's the variant, it's the variant cover, is very
with
pretty.
All the different girls.
No, I'm not the one with the horse. It's very, very pretty. Not the other one's bad by any means. It's just that the other one's very stark. I don't know which one you meant. Yeah. It's because it defaulted to the variant, so I just immediately called it the main cover, but it's not. Wonder Woman 783 is out in January, as is Wonder Woman Evolution issue 3. This is Stephanie Phillips. I don't remember this book existing, but it's obviously not started yet.
No, I think this is the one that's collects the digital first.
Oh, is it? Okay.
I think so. I'm not sure.
I'll take your word for it.
Say anything. Yeah.
So then there's some trades, doing the usual thing. Notably, there's an omnibus for Brubaker's Catwoman called Catwoman of East End, so that's neat. There's a big soft cover for Generations. I know Matt was in love with that pair of one-shots.
Yep, so much I didn't read the second one.
Yeah. Nor me. No, did I read it? Maybe I can't remember if I read it now. Maybe that's all you need to know, is that I can't remember if I read the second one. So very neat. More of the classic post-crisis Supermans collected in big juicy hardcovers, if you're into that sort of thing. And that's all cool. And then as you go further down, there's actually more solicits for stuff, because for the most part, almost everything we brought up there was in the second half of January. So when you get past this point, there's a lot of stuff from the first half of January. And I think I'm pretty confident in saying that we talked about all of these solicits previously in last month's solicits. So I think we'll call it here. And I know that for sure because I recognize the cover that we talked about from Detective Comics last time. So so the rest of this is all just a redo of solicits we've already had. So there you go. Cool.